And welcome to the 1% Club. We are right on the money and ready to go. And man, do we have a great 1% Club for you lined up today, man. I have two special guests today, not one, but two. And I could not be more stoked. So we're going to dive right into this, man. By the way, if you have one of your builders or someone who wants to build and do agent attraction, text them right now and go, oh my God, oh my gosh, get on the 1% Club www.zoomwithbrent.live. Join right now. Push the button wherever you are. It's going to be good. So, man, everybody went to EXPCon Miami. It was amazing. If you weren't there, I think it was the best one ever. And everyone was so fired up and juiced. And of course, you come back and everyone's just lit, right? And so I get this message 7 days after EXPCon Miami, maybe 10 days after, from Linnea Carver. Hope I said that right. And she's amazing. And she's like, oh my gosh, well, I'll let her unmute herself. Linnea, how many appointments did you book to meet with agents to recruit them to EXP after EXPCon? It was a crazy, it was a big number. What was that number again?
Well, I think at EXPCon it was 25 within the past 2 weeks. And since then, there's been about 12 more booked on my calendar.
So that's 37 with some quick math in my head. 37 appointments in like the last few weeks. 37.
Yeah.
So I was with Tony Robbins and I'm in Coeur d'Alene this summer. And Tony goes, come on, man. When's the last time you went for broke? When's the last time you just let it all rip? You know, that you just remember that when you were young and broke and you're like you had nothing to lose. When's the last time you just kind of like, I got nothing to lose. I'm putting all my chips on it. I'm going all in. And you just went for broke. He goes, that's the kind of energy that causes things to happen in your life when you do. And so my challenge to everyone, we're going to have Linnea share what she's doing. But I want to challenge everyone here on this 1% Club. When's the last time you went for broke? And is it time for you to go for broke again? And when you did go for broke and you went on and you were a crazy wild woman on fire, you were a crazy wild man on fire. What were the results? And I know the results. You don't have to tell me. It works. When you're
Mhm.
lit, they're lit. When you're on fire, you get the buyers. They don't buy with somebody else. You get the listings. They don't list with somebody else. And when you're room temperature and you're vanilla warmed over, they list with other people. So it's time to go for broke. So I asked Linnea the question you're probably all dying to ask her because she wasn't normally doing that. She's like
No.
you, hearing and hearing, just like me, hearing about
Yeah.
Weight Watchers and going to the gym and all. And you could hear, but it's a different thing to actually go. And
Yeah.
so I said, Linnea, what changed? What happened? And so now I give the floor to Linnea Carver from Bonnie Lake, Washington. Linnea, tell them what you told me. What changed?
I got over myself. Like
Okay.
that's a pretty simple answer. I just got over myself. It was a lot of living up here, just living up here, and not really living down here. And down here in the gut, EXP has changed my life. So why would I not share that with other people, right? It's just it was up here, and I eventually I got over myself. So that's the simple answer of what I did.
All right. So somebody who's a good typer in the chat put number one, get over myself, all caps. Somebody who's a good typer in the chat, real quick, get over myself. That's the number one key salient point. I mean, success is going to be overly complicated. So you like you're at EXPCon Miami, and it sounds like you started reaching out from people while you were in Miami. Is that right? Did you start making appointments from Miami?
Yeah, well, we had some that were actually before Miami. I had to find my way, just like I did with my real estate business. I have to find the way that works for me because there's a million ways to do this business, right? And you can follow
Yeah.
everyone else's strategies, but I had to find my way. So yeah, we were making appointments while I was in Miami. We had appointments before Miami, and we're still setting appointments today.
So, do you want to share with them kind of what your strategy was, or
Yeah, I'd love to.
do
So,
it?
those of you, if you can't tell, I am an extrovert. I love to talk to people. I could talk all day, every day. Give me the floor, and I will talk.
I
And
love
so
it. By the way, is that like a leather jacket? What are you wearing? I love that, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
it's a leather jacket.
come
I was
on.
fashion styled by my sponsor who's on this call. So
I love it. Kim, come on, Kim, all in purple, like a princess, like royalty. I love it. By the
yeah.
way, success leaves clues. Everybody go buy a leather jacket. You're badass. Come on, everybody wear a leather jacket and make calls. The key is a leather jacket and some attitude. All right. So what did you do?
So like I said, I like to talk to people and I like to have a platform to give people. So I actually created a platform. I'm really good at inviting people into my circle. I'm really good at promoting, but I wanted to be able to promote people in a way that makes sense for them too. So I did something really silly and I just started a podcast. It's literally all I did. And the first message we sent out is just at telling them we have qualifications we're looking for, of course. I'm very particular about who I want to recruit. And if they meet qualifications, we send them a message, ask them if I can hear their story, get them on a call for 15 minutes, listen to their story, book them for another call, which is a hour-long podcast interview, and then we follow up from there. And it was very, very, very simple.
Okay, so time out. I heard you saying the word we.
Yeah.
You and your dog Rover. Who is the we? Like, is your assistant helping you? I want to know more about this other person.
We as a whole team. It's not just me. I mean, I'm definitely the one who's developing the relationship and nurturing the relationship, but I have a team who's doing some of the outreach for me on LinkedIn. I have a team who's helping me with getting them to the call and making their experience feel the best possible. So it's a team of, I have 3 people. So, so I say
Okay.
we.
Is this a social media team? Is it people who help you with real estate sales, or are they specifically focused on this?
Specifically focused on this. This is the only job they have.
Ooh. Okay, which brings me to this question. How many of you spend money on your real estate business, doing say like a farm, or on, internet marketing, or on, ads, or, all the different things we do to spend money. I know at one point I was spending, included a $20,000 a month salary for myself, but I was spending $128,000 a month, not a year, a month to sell real estate. And that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was spending 128,000 a month. I used to spend no money. I was just doing open houses and showing property and doing sales. And then I started spending some money. I started selling more homes. I started spending more money. I started running ads on the radio. I tried TV ads. I started running pay per click. I started running magazine ads. I started doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And so my wife's laptop's going absolutely crazy. There she is. She's running. You wave at everybody and tell them how bad you are. You're a bad wife. No, I'm kidding. I love you. Anyways, I'm just teasing. Don't get all upset. I can say that she's my wife. Anyways, we tease each other. Probably like, what is that sound? Or apparently your cell phone was tied to her laptop. Anyway, so she's a good wife. I know you guys are horrified. I'm just playing. We're very playful. So you know, if you notice, I have a saying for you. Put this in whoever wants to type, put it I'm coming right back to you, Lena. It's time to start treating revenue share like a business. I remember getting an assistant for real estate sales and my income tripled. I remember hiring an operations manager and my net income quadrupled. I remember getting on airplanes and meeting Jay Kender 26 years ago when they said go shadow someone, and I chose as a Remax agent, I chose the number one Coldwell Banker agent in the world. And I flew to Oklahoma and did not know Jay. I said, can I come to your office for a day and shadow you? He goes, yeah, if you're crazy enough to come out here. I drove 2 hours out to Lawton and watched the number one Coldwell Banker agent in the world. And I saw how he got his listings, and I copied him in Sacramento, and I became the number one Remax agent in California at 10,000. It's not hard. Look for the patterns, copy things. So Linnea, she hired 3 people. She got over herself. Are these 3 hires full-time or part-time or contract workers?
Contract workers. And I have a team that goes in and they set the list and they send the messages. I have a team that sets up the automations. I have a team that actually distributes the content to them when they're done.
Wow.
So
And This is really cool. By the way, there's a guy we're going to have in Cabo. He provides this service to everyone, and it's super good. And they like literally you can hire his team, and it's not expensive at all. It's going to be in Cabo. You can reach out to Linnea and say, "Tell me more about what you're doing." What advice do you have for them? We get about 5 minutes left to kind of go through what you're doing before we go to our next speaker. What advice do you have for them if they were ready to get over themselves, possibly invest? People spend 80, 100,000 a year on college to get
Yeah.
a degree. Like, what advice do you have for them?
Spend money. Someone at EXPCon said it, and it was very clear. Revenue share is not 100% profit business. It's not 100% profit. And I think if you start, and might have been Dan Beer who said it, but if you start treating revenue share like an actual business and put money back in, a budget back in every month to grow it, it's just going to grow really fast. And that's exactly what I did. I have a pretty heavy budget for what I'm paying for it. But for me, I knew that the thing that was stopping me before was me. And I had to essentially, if I invest money into it, there's no way I'm not going to do it because I'm putting money into it. So I had to, give myself that accountability that I needed. And it just has become awesome. So my advice would be spend money in the right way. And then also be really strategic because like I said a minute ago, I'm really particular and strategic about who I want in my organization because we have a culture that we have worked really hard to build. And I want that culture to just grow at a much more rapid scale. So I'm very particular about who we want in. So having that clarity around my agent avatar has been really helpful as well. It's also been helpful since I outsource the appointment setting. It's been helpful for me to be very clear about who I'm looking for so they can make sure that they're doing their job the best because they're happy when I'm getting results and I'm happy when I'm getting results. So it just makes everybody happier.
That is awesome. And it was Kyle Whistle who talked about that. I was
Okay.
there when he said that.
Yeah.
It was so good. Some of these big teams are lucky to make 10% and they got 90% going out.
Yeah.
50% would be a miracle. And what do? We try to operate agent attraction on 100 revenue share, like 100%. And like, well, it's all right. Like we didn't invest anything. It's like going to college and not paying the tuition, buying the books and getting yourself to that campus. It all costs money. Linnea, that's so good. So again, success leaves clues. Every fall, I do kind of open enrollment for something I call the inner circle. We meet on yachts. We meet in Scottsdale. We meet in fun places and do really high level events. We spend a lot of money on the group, and then we meet at my home next month. We're going to be here in Puerto Rico at my home. And Gina and Susan are gracious enough to open up their home. And then when the Naughty Nichols in port, we get on that yacht. And then we get on a yacht in Cabo and we do some really fun high-end stuff. And it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. It's $10,000 a year. And Linnea invested in that to go to the next level. So
Mhm.
if you're interested in that, reach out to Drew Johnston. He could tell you more about that. Shoot me a text. And we're doing open enrollment for like the next 7 weeks. Then we shut it down for the year for 2026. So we open up the inner circle. So it is about 10 grand a year if you want to be a part of that. Linnea did. And success leaves clues. By the way, I dropped $250,000 last year and this year. I spent $500,000 in 12 months to be a part of Tony Robbins' inner circle. And I've
Mm.
always done this. And so if you can, you should. And a lot of you are like, well, I can't invest any money. Well, when I joined EXP, we were behind on taxes. I didn't have extra cash. I'm not saying you should do this, but I borrowed $100,000 from a friend who gave it to me at 10% and had to be paid back in 3 months. And I paid it back. I paid him back $110,000 3 months later. Then I borrowed the 100 grand right back, paid it back 3 months later, 110. 3 months later, I borrowed it again, paid it back 110. 3 months later, 4 quarters, I borrowed the same 100 grand 4 times. I paid him back $40,000. He made 40% in 1 year. That's my good friend. He had a 40% return. That's called hard money. I would have done it again. But guess what? I had money to do stuff like buy tickets for people to go to Fort Lauderdale or Cabo, to help pay for a hotel room if I had to help pay for an event ticket, to invest in my business. And today, it paid off in spirit. I think I was looking at over $30 million in revenue share earned in the past 8 years. So Linnea, thank you for being on. You're amazing. And you did great. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
You bet. You bet. Okay. Well, our final guest speaker today, let me see if I'm on track. Oh, I nailed it. It's exactly halfway point. My goal is to be right here. It is Mr. Gene Frederick, everybody, my dear friend and golf buddy. Where's Gene? I don't see him here, but I know he's here. Oh, he's waving at
I'm
me.
here. I'm
He's here.
here.
He's here. So Gene is here. He's at his home in Puerto Rico because Susan and I fought over that piece of art behind him. I recognize that. I tried to get it, and Susan bought it at a thing and outbid me, little sucker. But I love Susan. Anyways, so Gene, talk to us, the
Hey,
legend. His new book's out, everybody. I'm buying
fir-
copies like crazy, but talk to us, Gene. How do we go to the
hey.
next level?
Well, here's what. First of all, Linnea, fantastic. I just ran your numbers. You did exactly what I did 10 and a half years ago. I had 15 appointments a week, or tried to. When I say that, sometimes I'd double book. Sometimes people wouldn't show up. I did 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday. I just ran your numbers. You're averaging about 15 appointments a week. Times 52 is 780 appointments in a year. I only did that for 3 years, and now I live in Puerto Rico. In other words, you don't have to do it forever. That's one thing I want to make a point. You just have to be obsessed for a little bit. Susan and I, we sold 6 Keller Williams franchises, if you don't know our story, and basically one region. I was one of 32 regional owners. We sold everything. We burned the boats. Brent, you talk about going all in. We burned the boats. So basically, there was no option. We're going to do this. Put our hands together, honey. You won't see me for a couple of years. I'm sorry. My head's going to, cell phone's going to be attached to my ear. Here's the key to it. Man, that was awesome, Leah. And here's the thing. I've always told folks, she said she felt it in the gut. Do you guys understand that? She felt it in the gut, not in the head. Don't think of what you're going to do. She says, I got to help agents. I got news for you. If you knew how to help real estate agents, would you not call them every day? I love real estate agents. I have a passion for them. You guys have no idea. I know how hard you work to sell homes. I got news for you. If I can help you get into rev share, I change your life forever. That's what comes across when I meet with people. It's not just, oh, wait, it's good. Let me show you the numbers. No, man, I care about you. When you come across like that to folks, guess what's going to happen? Your life will change. Okay, here's what you need to do. You need to make big goals. Linnea, man, is she setting big goals? Okay, you need to set big goals, because big goals, you have big action. Second thing, you need to be specific about what actions you're going to take. I talk about this in my book. Just so you know, I knew something before Elon Musk. If you guys don't know this, I just saw a podcast the other day. He said in 2018, 7 years ago, he learned something very important. I learned it 40 years ago. What did he learn 7 years ago that I learned 40 years ago? He says, Tesla was failing. Did you guys know this? Watch the story. Tesla was failing in 2018. People were they were shorting the stock. It was going to fail. He was making 2,000 cars a week, and he needed to make 5,000 a week to break even. Guess what he found out? He shouldn't be working from 6 in the morning until 12. No, he shouldn't be working that hard. He should focus on one thing. One thing. He says, I gave up all the crap, all the appointments, all the stuff, and I focused on one thing. And within 3 months, that one thing changed the whole line, and he was doing 5,000 cars. I went, wow. Wait, this guy just figured it out 8 years ago? I thought he was a genius. I figured it out 39 years ago because I focused on one thing in sales, just like Brent did when he did open houses all day long. I'm a lead generator. If she has more appointments than you, she wins the game with agents. If you have more listing appointments than anybody else, you win the game. It's all about leads. I'm not confused. It's so funny, Brent, you told the same story. When I got my first assistant a year and a half in the business, my business doubled because I quit doing all the junk. I just quit doing paperwork. I quit doing all that stuff. And all I did was lead generate, show homes, do listings. By the way, I got to tell you guys this. When I sold a home, Clark, here's what I did. Here's how I sold homes. The minute I negotiated the contract, Clark, Susie, it was so nice meeting you. You guys were awesome. Oh, you're going to close in 3 weeks, I know. But you'll be working with Linda, my assistant. You won't see me again. Not unless the inspection goes wrong, I might have to negotiate something. By the way, I don't go to closings. You guys know this is how I worked. But the minute you put them under contract, where do they go? Who do they tell people at their office? I just bought a home. Oh my God, we're under contract. And I said, you're going to go to work, tell everybody you just bought a home. I want you, they're going to go, oh, I'm thinking of maybe buying a home next year. Could you tell me their name and number? I can't wait to work with them just like you. Just so you guys know that, you always do that. I ask for referrals every time everything good happened. I don't know about Zillow, guys. I sold a lot of homes without Zillow. I can't imagine. You guys are letting them by they're worth $18 billion. I just looked them up on their thing. Why do they own all the leads? Why don't we go get the leads? Okay. Big goals, be specific. The one thing you should be doing, and track your efforts daily. This is really, really important to me. I wrote all my goals down in hand. I kept them with me. I know you want to put them on your computer. I know you want to be techie. Bottom line is you better bring your computer with you every day and look at them. I track them. I see what's going on. Here's the third thing you'll find out in my book. I don't think I've ever seen a sales book that talks about this like I do. What's your gift? What's your gift? What do you excel at? There's something you do. Some of you guys, social media is your gift. Doing videos all day long are your gift. Whatever your gift is, I know Brent's gift. I mean, Brent doesn't, I mean, he could meet 5 people today every time I'm with him. He's shouting at people. He is a communicator. He's a networker. That's his gift, right? So what'd he do all day long? Open houses. You know why? Here they are. He's good in person. Find out your gift, because when you have your gift and you're in it all the time, guess what? Lead generation is fun. Lead generation is fun, either for sales or recruiting. Doesn't matter. Lead generation fun. You don't go home tired. Nick Saban, who's won 7 NC2A championships, said this the other day. I thought it was great. You will suffer 2 pains in life, either the pain of discipline or the pain of having no discipline. Now let's read. You guys can, boy, I'm telling you what, man, when that hit that quote, you can replay anything in the fact of discipline. You will suffer 2 pains in life, either the pain of lead generating or the pain of not lead generating. The pain of lead generating for agents or not lead generating for agents. Got news for you, 220 million. We're going to be going, I think, Brent, within 5 years, we'll be paying out $500 million a year in rev share. That's my prediction. At least 500 million. How much do you want of that? I just want a scooshi. I just want a little bit. I know a lot of Japanese, by the way, for everybody's Japanese. Chotomate and kudasai. That's all I know. So anyway, I just want a little scooshi of it, right? I don't need all of it. I just need a little bit. Give me 1% of that 500 million. That's all I want. Does that help you guys today? You've got to set goals. If you guys aren't thinking, Brent, they can ask me anything they want, whatever. I know I'm throwing from a fire hose.
Let's ask Gene some questions. He's the largest revenue share organization in all of EXP. He's got, 80,000 of our 90,000 agents kind of hail from him. It's a massive organization. I'm so grateful to him. But what do you want to ask him? Because he did really well. And, any questions, go. And by the way, who has read his new book? Have you read the book? His book. It's right here. Stacked. Oh my gosh, I did legs today. I can't even get out of my chair. Oh, that hurt. Try to get up right here. If you don't have the book, get it. It was number 68 through USA Today in the nation. Be the Legend, Gene Frederick. This is the book. Get this. I'm ordering a bunch of these. Do not miss this. But come on, who's got a question? Who's got a question for Gene? Could be about following up, prospecting, how to use corporate. Don't be shy. I know you guys all sit there and get quiet on him.
Nobody's good. No, I have met a realtor that's quiet.
Tyler's got a good one, Brent, in the question.
I never read the chat. Tell me, Matt, read the chat.
All right. So he said, number 1 question to ask an agent right now leading into 2026 that gets them to open up on their business pain points.
Here's my lead in all the time. What excites you about the business next year? Listen to that script. What excites you about the business next year?
Love it.
It generates something. Guys, I've been reading sales books all my life. You've got to understand, the scripts I use, I steal them from everybody. I mean, I read psychological books all day long. You don't want to say, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Where do you live? No, what excites you? If I met a person in person, I'd say, hey, what's the best vacation you've been on the last couple of years? I don't ask them where they live. I said, "Where's the best vacation you've been on the last couple of years?" Wow, that you know what? I went to Alaska on an Alaskan cruise. So ask them in that format. And when I meet people about EXP, guess what I ask them? Hey, what excites you about EXP? That's what I ask
Perfect.
them. And then they go through and they'll share their pain points as they go through.
That's perfect. You know, a lot of people, and let me know if there's more questions in the chat, Matthew. But a lot of people, you know, have a way of doing it. I went right for the coffees. Gene's asking them, you know, what excites you about this next year? And they go, man, nothing. I don't have the closest idea. Linnea's going, hey, I want you to be in my podcast. But she's like acting like she's got 2 million listeners. They don't know. They don't know. Like, oh my gosh, I got to meet certain standards and criteria. You know, my team will vet you, and if you meet the criteria, we'll consider having you on my mega famous podcast that my mom listens to. And they don't know, you guys, and so I think that's awesome. But there's lots of ways to do this. You just got to want to do it. Maybe your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your LinkedIn. There's a million ways to do this. Matthew, I saw you in
Yeah.
mute. So.
Yeah. So Jim McCarr says, what, any books you suggest? Let's just say, what are your top three other than your own, Gene? Of course, that's a given. What are your top three books you suggest?
You know what's funny? I'm reading. I've actually got my cell phone on a stack of books that I've read all my life. Um, I like the latest book is Relentless. If you haven't read Relentless, you know it's the trainer that trained Michael Jordan and
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant. I like books like that get me fired up. I also, quite honestly, you're going to be surprised. I'm a Zoom, a YouTube guy. I look up stuff that I'm interested in. Do you understand? You don't even have to read the books. I just go in there and go, why don't people make changes in their lives? Then I watch 2 million TED Talks. And you're going to funny. That's how I got ready. If you guys were there at the convention and saw me, I had to do 10 minutes. They said 10 minutes, that it. I ran off the stage with 1 second left. It was hard to compress everything. So I love TED Talks. I really do a lot of them. I'm a visual and audio learner. Even though I've read tons of books, I'm a slow reader. And I found out that I'm actually, you guys got to know how you guys do it. My wife reads 1,000 words a minute. She's awesome. I don't. I read so slow, it takes me 2 months to read a book that you guys would probably read in a week. So, again, what's your gift? How do you learn? Right?
I love it. Okay, so I'm feeling the need to do this. You know, you could sit here and hear the stuff, or you could take massive action. Obviously, Linnea took massive action. I'm gonna get Gail DeMarco on here. She made 25 appointments with agents in the last week, and she's already signed up like 6 on her front line. She got over herself. Linnea got over herself. You need to get over yourself. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a contest tomorrow. I want you to get psyched up tonight, go to bed early, wake up at 5 a.m., get cups of espresso, coffee, do what you got to do. Whoever makes the most appointments tomorrow for agent attraction, you know, whether it's get them on your podcast, get them on your Zoom channel. Maybe you have a business planning clinic coming up in Sacramento. Invite, that counts. You're investing into people. Or you say, hey, let's get together. I want to hear what you're excited about in 2026. Let's compare goals, you know, and I want to help you with this new thing I learned about AI, or this thing about CRMs, or the Bold Trail, or I've been in this class called Fast Cap, and I learned some incredible things about farming. Let's trade information. You know, when it's the ultimate collaboration. When you come with a great idea and they come with a great idea, you both come with one great idea, but we both leave with, now you have 2 great ideas each, and it costs you nothing. Go, let's meet for coffee. Let's have lunch. We're not talking about Coldwell Banker. I don't want to hear about Coldwell Banker. I'm not going to talk to you about EXP. Go after them first. Look, I don't want to hear about Compass. I want to be your friend. I'm not going to talk to you about EXP. So kind of reverse it on them, right? The psychology. And then so tomorrow, whoever makes the most appointments in one day, I'm going to invite you out to my home here in Puerto Rico to hang out with us, have fun. In fact, I got 3 rooms. I'm going to do 3, the top 3. We're going to set a weekend. Come on out. We'll take you out to dinner. We'll go golfing. We'll have a good time. If the Naughty Nichols in port, we'll put you on the boat. We're going to go to Flamingo Beach. We'll have some fun. Why not? Why not do it? And so, um, that'd be tomorrow. So it's up to you if you want to participate, but I'll take the top three. We use the honor system, but I trust you guys to be honorable. And if you say you have, I'll show you, for example, like Gail sent me this last week. She's going absolutely crazy. So here's what I want to see. I want to see, this is what Gail does. If I can scroll through, we've talked so much because she's absolutely going psycho nuts. She sent me her calendar. I'm scrolling back. We've texted each other like 50 times. There's an example of her calendar. So this is just one day. The green are appointments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one day. That's her calendar. She sent me that. The green is her color code for agent attraction. The blue is real estate. But so tomorrow, whoever does the top three, invite you out to our home. I'll have my driver pick you up at the airport. Sometime next year, we'll plan a weekend. We'll do it. We'll take you to the rainforest. We'll have a good time and come out for a long weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fly in Thursday night and head out Monday. So ball's in your court. And so tomorrow night at midnight, wherever you live, say, Brent, I made 25, I made 10, I made 15, I made 20. I know for me, I would do this contest if I was you. And so there you go. Ball's in your court. Make it happen. I think that's it. I think, Gene, anything you want to add to this? Any thoughts?
No, just put real estate agents in your heart, and you'll never, guys, I've been training real estate agents for the last 30 years. I've been selling for 10 years. I love you guys. I know how hard you work. And if I couldn't share EXP with people, how do you think I did this 10 and a half years ago with no name? I just kept talking to people from my heart, and they believed me, So just come from there. That was a great message. I think that's the message you should take away from today, is just have fun with it, enjoy it, but come across from your heart, not your head.
Authenticity sells. I'll share something, Gene. You're going to love this. This is going to freak you guys out. You guys ready to be freaked out? I dug a little bit on Gail. I go, what are you doing? 25 appointments in 1 week. I want you to go get 10, 15, 20 tomorrow. And I think what happens, you're going to get a breakthrough tomorrow. You're going to go, oh my God, what was in my head? They're desperate out there. They are desperate for a solution. They're just looking for someone excited to go somewhere to follow you. And so you can make appointments and talk to them about listings, about buyers, about building a team, about let's get together and set goals for next year and hold each other accountable. I'll share with you what I'm doing. You share. Let's go have some fun. But check it out. I asked Gail. I said, Gail, what are you doing? She says, well, I'll be honest with you. I call him up and I'll do something like, Jeff Russell, you got a second? Yeah. He goes, it's really important. I need to talk to you. Yeah. What's up, Gail? What's up, Brent? And she says, well, before we start, can I just pray with you? She started every one of them with, can I pray with you? Mike Collier, this was meant for you. And people are like, okay. And then she just prayed this amazing, some of you are like, well, that's not me. Fine. Do the podcast thing, do the YouTube thing. You do you, I'll do me. Gail's doing Gail. She's freaking praying for these people that God blesses their business, their families. She said people were crying on the phone. They don't get calls from Coldwell Banker Management or Keller Williams. And if you think this is super weird, I'm not doing it. I totally think you should not do it. It wouldn't work for you. And that's fine. Do the podcast thing, do the Gene thing. But she's literally praying with people. And she literally signed up 6 in her front line last week. Like they're onboarded. She's sending me onboarding after on because people just don't care. And what Gene say? I love you guys. I care about you. And people read that. Authenticity comes, you can't fake authenticity. And that's how she feels. That's how she is. She doesn't care. She says, I'm 67. I'm not politically correct anymore. If they're offended that I pray, it's okay. I'm not offended. And I believe in what she's doing. So you do what you're excited about, what you believe in. And if that's not you, don't do it because it will come off fake, corny, and not real. But I thought that was pretty cool, man. That was like straight up gangster move for Jesus, baby. Come on. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this contest. So here's how the contest works. In my chat, I am going to write my phone number. So if you don't have my cell phone number, write this down. 2235, oops, 5555, cinco cinco. Oh, I forgot the little hyphen. So here's my phone number. For those of you who don't have it, bam, you now have my cell phone number. And you have to text me overnight And if you win, I'm going to have you show me. I want to see the appointments. You could have them all written out on a yellow notepad. I don't care. I made all these appointments. You can have it like Gail did, all organized in the phone. I don't care how you do it, a CRM, but I want to see them. If you win, I'm going to ask you to show me. So honor system, you guys. But midnight tomorrow night, wherever you are, East Coast, Central, Mountain Standard, Pacific, Atlantic, where I am, anyone can do this. Text me and said, tell me how many you did. And I'm going to take the top 3, and we're going to have you guys out probably in May or June for a fun getaway weekend. I promise you, the time of your life. But this is going to be good. Even if you don't win the contest, and maybe you got a lousy 14 appointments next week to do Agent Attraction, that could literally change your life. All because you wanted to come hang out with Gene and I. Gene, are we going to show him good? Gene didn't volunteer for this, but I'm volunteering, Gene. That's how you got voluntold. You know,
That's what he
Gene
does.
Volun
That's what he
tells me
does.
stuff all the time. Are you in, Gene? Are you in or out?
That's what he does. I don't
Yeah.
even know what he's pointing me up. I'm in.
We're
I
whoever
guess.
makes the top 3 who make the most appointments are going to come stay at my home. I didn't volunteer your house. I got 3 bedrooms.
I
So
got
extra.
people staying at my house this weekend for you.
I know. I literally told him 2 days ago, go, hey, we're coming to your house for a mastermind and dinner. And he had to redo, him and Susan had to redo the whole weekend. I might have forgot to mention it to him, but it's okay. He still loves
I'm staying at Gene's house in December, so it's all good.
I haven't told him yet, Drew. He has no idea.
Oh, Drew
He just got
does. Drew,
voluntold.
Drew asked. Drew
I
even
told
asked.
him.
You told you better tell him because I won't. I'm the master of disaster. I'm the master, but we're just having fun. So text me tomorrow night. I don't care what time it is. If you're going to bed at 9, text me at 9, but you have till midnight. And I don't think you'll be booking appointments that late. So when you're ready, text me and say, I got this many appointments. And if that excites you, we would be honored to have you. So what we're going to do is we're about to have Verl Workman on, and he's going to share some really cool sales mastery stuff. But before I do that, Drew's here. I texted him, Drew, you weren't there. I told him we're doing final enrollments for the Inner Circle 2026, and we would love to hang out with you. So Drew, Drew's the one who kind of is the director of it. He can answer your questions. He can actually send you some really cool little things that we don't market it. You won't see it out there. We don't publish anything. It is word of mouth. But Drew, how do they can you put your cell phone in the chat? They can
Yes.
text you. Because that's probably the best way to reach out to you is send you a text, right?
100%. And guys, if you're looking to really just dedicate yourselves to attraction, you want to make those dreams come true, and you want a crowd, a group, just a tribe of people that are like-minded, loving people with you throughout this next year, come join us.
So
All right.
it's right there, 916-996-4407. Reach out to Drew, or I'll connect you to Drew if you write down the number wrong or whatever, but be a part of it. With that, we are going to switch gears.